Okay, today we started the CSS, and CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Okay, and as I said, this is not a language. It's not a programming language, but they call it as a language. In fact, so this one CSS is used to style the HTML content. You know, the way we were using normal tags and we were using the color or font and bold, italic type of things. So similar thing, but there is lot more than that in CSS. Okay, so HTML is basic. Formatting is there, while CSS has a very huge library of different things that you can apply on your images, text, and all those things. So again, once again, we will try to go through the basics of this. Not We cannot cover everything. I will show you. There is lot in CSS. So like here it says, if you are interested in modifying colors, font types, font size, images, all these type of things, then CSS is the one that is going to work for you. Now this part I will try to explain it now, and then later again I will try to explain it. This one here, this is called your inline CSS. Like if you're trying to type CSS in your HTML directly, you can use this style. Okay, you need to use the keyword or the word style, and then after that you write the CSS attributes or property and values, and then you can do some changes with that. The second one is the internal CSS or external CSS, which is written like this. You have the selector, which is usually most of the time it is an HTML tag, in fact, like p, like h1 or div or things like that. And then inside that again you try to use the CSS. Here, like, you have the property, blue is the value, and this block is called declaration block. So something like this you can use. Okay, now we will try to, okay, let me start the, now see, there are three style in which you can write your CSS, okay, in your document. The first one is called the inline CSS, the second one is internal CSS, and the last one is your external CSS, right? So I will start with the first one, which is the inline CSS. I will copy these things. Okay, now see here, as I said that this is inline, it means I'm going to insert the CSS with my already existing tags, that is like h1p or some other tags. So when I want to start CSS, I just have to write the keyword style, then equal to, and then after that I can keep on typing different attributes of the CSS. Like here, the first one is color. Now you can see, if you just ignore this part, the CSS part, you will see this is what is going to display, right? So I can just, I write this, right? Okay, here both of them color are white, and the background color, you can see here it says black. Now if you remember, in HTML we were writing here bg color. Okay, that is HTML. But if you want to change the background color in CSS, through using CSS, you have to write background dash color. This is the keyword for background color, and then after that you need to type the color name. If you are in this editor, Visual Studio Code, you get this option also. You can see I can choose the color from here also, but at the moment I will just leave this one and continue with this one. So okay, you can see here the background is black while the text is in white, right? Now see the, with how easily I can change the color of this. right? So this is your basic CSS. Okay, we will choose something. I can type here something more like here I say text. See, the moment I type text, it gives me a lot of different options here. Now actually this all options can be, all these options can be applied. So I'm just using the first one, the simplest one, text align. The moment I select text align, it gives me more options to center, justify, left, right, start, whatever I want to use. So I'm going to use the center, right? I save that and then come back here again. You can see here this is in the center. And let's say, okay, see, I wrote font, it gave me the option of font family, font size. So let us see, let us click this one, font size. It says larger, I click this one, X large. This is the largest one. I save it and you can see this is the one, right? And the second one we put it here. So here this is the one that we are using, and I think so we can use the now let me see if okay, it goes with the points also, I think. I don't know. Let us check what it does. Okay, yeah, it does increase the size. So you can see you can even set it like this, right? Then you have the option of, you can see here I have the option of font family also, right? It gives me all these different types of fonts. So where is it? So I've just set it Times New Roman. Now it has changed to this one. Let us see if we can put some other fonts so that we know it is different. Yeah, you can see here we have a different style of font, right? So this way you can put your CSS inline, means with the HTML tags like this, right? So this is one way of writing your CSS. Now there are hundreds of different things that you can do on CSS. That's why I actually opened this page here. So you can see here, this is the W3 schools. I click CSS and you can see on this left side how many things are there in CSS. Now you click one, you will get more things out of it. So it's not possible to remember all these things. Okay, now see here we have this was internal CSS. Sorry, this was inline CSS, the one that we just finished here. Okay, we are writing our code immediately with the HTML tags. Now what happens if I keep on doing this? Now let's say there are a lot of things that you want to put with some font. You know, maybe you want to change the size, color, background color, you want to change the style. Now if you keep doing this with all the things, then it's going to make it very difficult for you to understand what you're typing or what you want to display, because all the place has been taken by the CSS formatting, right? If it's just one line or two line in your all HTML document, it's good enough. Or if there are one or two lines after a lot of space or a lot of simple text, then still it is understandable that this is all right, no problem. But if you have this type of style added to your code, your HTML or normal text, it becomes very difficult to understand what is happening in your file. It becomes like a garbage, you know, all these things. So there is another way of doing it, which is called the internal CSS. This one. Okay, now internal CSS, what happens? You are going to type the, okay, I will just copy paste and then do the explanation. Okay, this is what our document looks like at the moment. Now see what I have done. This is the head tag, okay, starting head, and this is the closing head. So I am putting this style tag between the head tag. I can put it here, I can put it immediately after this one, I can put it after this, any place in between the head tag. Okay, now this one starts with the style, the same keyword that we were using with the inline. Okay, I have the opening style and I have the closing style, right? In between this one, now I am writing my CSS. This is one complete syntax for CSS. The other one is this one. Okay, now how it works? Here I have the body tag. This is my HTML tag, regular HTML tag, this one. Okay, then I define the opening, type the opening parenthesis and then curly braces, in fact, the opening curly braces and the closing curly braces. In between this one, I'm going to write my property or attribute, CSS attributes, and then the values. So like here it says background color. This background color is used for the background color of the body here now. Okay, which will be blue. Let us make it something easily. Okay, see, you can do one more thing here. Instead of doing it from there, I can just write like this. Okay, you can see here, this is the color. Now if I come and click here, then it's going to do the calculation with RGB, which is known as the red, green and blue. Now for H1, what I have done, wherever I type H1 and then I type any text with it, this is what is going to be applied to that H1. Means the color will be red and the pad, forget about the pad. The color will be red for that text. So I come here and I type H1. Okay, something like this, right? Now see here, there is no CSS. We just have the H1 tag and our tag. Okay. Now let me write here this one with H2. Now you can see this is with H2, but it's simple plain. I mean the color is black, the default color is there. Okay, this is the original size, okay, of the how it is applied. I have increased the size so that you can see it clearly what is happening. Now, sorry, this one I have written H1, this is H2. Yes. What is this one? H1 only, right? I have applied this color, the red color, on H1. H2, there is nothing. Is there any H2 here? No. There is no H2 here. It means this H2 is the default color that is there. It is applied to this one directly. H2 color did not change. Nothing happened to H2 because we did not put H2 here. Now I am going to put H2 here. Okay. Now this is H2. I change the color to, let's say, green. Okay. Now I save it. This is H2. This is H2. Now we'll come back here and see what happens. Now see, H2 is green. Okay. This is what I have done here. H2 is green. Now see, this is what we have done here. We have three tags here. The body tag, H1 and H2. Now this style of writing is known as the internal CSS. Now see, this one is neat and clean. Okay, there is nothing here. From the body tag you can see there is no CSS here. But whatever you have typed here is applied to these tags. Okay. So this type of CSS is called internal CSS. Right. Now see, like here I have said H1, right? Now we can keep on adding more and more things here. Okay. Like I choose text align. And you can see the good thing typing in this editor is that the moment you start typing, it gives you all the different options that are there. So I'm choosing the first one, text align, and I say center. Right now I just save it and I come back here. You can see here the heading is centered automatically, right? So if you want to add anything, you can keep on doing it from here. Let's say I come here, I say background color. Yeah, I was looking for that. Okay. Now the H1 heading should have a color red and the background should be gold color, right? You can see here. the background is gold. So it is so easy to add these CSS styles to your text. Now here you can see there is nothing here with all this. It's all neat and clean. No extra things with this. H2. Okay, we can do one more thing. We can just copy this one. And this one, let me make it right. This is for H2. You can see here it is on the right side, and the background color is pink. Okay, now this is your internal CSS. Okay, the one that you write between the head tag. Okay, now what happens if suppose now this when you're writing this CSS, it's not just I mean 2 or 3 of them. This can become hundreds of them in fact. Okay, but what I'm saying, you'll have to scroll down your file to go and check all this one. So again, this is not a very good idea to put your styles here. If again they are less, there are 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10, 20, you can put them here. But when it increases more than that, then you need to use the third style of using the CSS, which is called the external style. This one, the external style, means that whatever CSS you want to type, you are going to put that CSS in a separate file. Okay, you are not going to put it in the same HTML file, but separate file like this one from here, right? This all I can put it in a separate file. How? Okay, now first thing, you will come here and create a new file. Okay, so here I can write, this is my file name, then I put dot and then I say CSS. Okay, extension is very important, don't forget that. File name is whatever you want to put, and dot CSS is the extension, and you can see the icon changes to this hash sign, and I will press enter. So this is my CSS here. Now what I'm going to do, I will copy this one, I will copy this one from here, and in fact I will take it out from here, and I will just paste it here, and from here I will remove the style tag also. Okay, now I have my CSS in a separate file. I did not do any changes to any other thing. All my CSS in a single file. But when I run this one, let me save this, and check what happens. See, nothing. There is no color. It's all default. Why did this happen? This happened because this file, this HTML file that where we are typing our code, does not know about this file. Okay, there is no link between the HTML and the CSS file. Okay, so we need to tell this file, this HTML file, that there is one CSS file also which has all the different styles for the code here, right? So how we are going to do that? I will just copy this and I will paste it here. Okay, now this one, what this is saying, you can see here H reference is the file here. Let me just, okay, you can see our all CSS is here. So I have put the file name here, and it is just telling the system or the browser that this is a style sheet and the type is text, CSS and text. Okay, so this thing is required that you need to put it here, so that the file also knows this and the browser also knows about this. Now let us see, we saved it, CSS, and come back to our file. Now you can see it is the same color and background thing. Okay, so this is how you can add a external CSS file to your HTML file. All these things are here, so I can come and do the changes here, save it. Let's say I change the color, the text color to, let's say, blue, right? Now I have to save this file. You can see here the color changed to blue. The background color, let's say we change the body color. Okay, the body color is Then you save this file again, and okay, now this color is also same. You can see the body color change. So we are just doing the changes in this file. So now if you look at this one, you will see that this is very neat and clean way of doing the typing the CSS. It's not in your HTML, it's not inline, it's not here. So it's easy to handle it. And you can, if there's any mistake, you can find it easily that where the problem is coming from. Right?